The universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already are. Rumi. But what if I told you that something is blocking you from accessing that power? Something silent, something invisible, something stealing your energy every single day. Look, so many women today feel constantly drained, depleted, running on empty. You wake up tired, you push through your day, you collapse at night, and repeat. And here's what nobody tells you. It's not just about getting more sleep. It's not about taking more vitamins. It's not even about doing more self-care bubble baths. There are 7 silent energy killers that are draining your life force every single day. And most women have no idea they even exist. I've been studying quantum energy and feminine frequency for years, working with thousands of women. And what I'm about to share with you changes everything. Because here's the truth. Not everything that drains you is visible. Not everything that matters can be measured on a blood test or a fitness tracker or a sleep app. Now, I'm not going to make you wait 45 minutes to get value. I'm going to start with the most shocking killer that absolutely nobody talks about. And it's probably draining your energy right now as you're watching this. But first, let me be clear. By the end of this video, you'll have 7 complete practices. 1 for each killer. You'll know exactly what's been stealing your energy and exactly how to reclaim it starting today. And the last killer, killer number 7. That's the quantum level one about energetic boundaries that literally changed everything for me and hundreds of women in my community. So stay with me through all 7. If you're ready to understand why you're exhausted and how to fix it at the deepest level. Let's dive in. Silent energy killer number 1, pleasure deficiency. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pleasure? That's not an energy thing. That's a luxury. That's something I'll do when I have time. And that right there, that belief is killing your energy. Let me explain what's really happening. When you live in constant doing mode, work, responsibilities, taking care of everyone else, your body is running on stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, survival mode. And in survival mode, your body literally cannot generate sustainable energy. It's like running a car on emergency fuel. You can do it for a while, but eventually, you burn out. Here's what most people don't understand. Pleasure isn't a luxury. Pleasure is fuel. When you experience genuine pleasure, and I'm not talking about scrolling social media or binge-watching Netflix, I'm talking about real embodied pleasure. Your body produces dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. These are your energy-generating neurotransmitters. Think about it. When was the last time you did something purely for pleasure? Not productivity, not self-improvement, not checking something off a list, just pure enjoyment? For most women, it's been weeks, months, sometimes years. Let me tell you about Sarah. She came to me completely burned out. She was doing everything right, eating healthy, exercising, sleeping 7 hours, but she was exhausted. When I asked her what she did for pleasure, she looked at me like I'd asked her to speak Martian. Pleasure? I don't have time for that. I have a business to run, kids to raise. I challenged her, 15 minutes a day. Just 15 minutes of something purely pleasurable. For her, it was dancing to music she loved. Just her, in her living room, moving her body with zero purpose except joy. Within 2 weeks, she texted me, "I feel more alive than I have in a decade." Her energy didn't come from doing more. It came from being more, from allowing pleasure to refuel her nervous system. So here's your practice for pleasure deficiency. Every single day for the next 7 days, I want you to spend 15 minutes in pure pleasure. And this has to be embodied, meaning your body is involved. It could be dancing to music you love, taking a slow, sensual bath with candles, cooking a meal you actually enjoy making, walking barefoot in grass or sand, stretching your body in ways that feel amazing, massage, touch, movement. The key is, No productivity, no improvement, just pleasure for the sake of pleasure. Your body will start remembering what it feels like to be fueled by joy instead of drained by duty. And listen, pleasure deficiency is powerful, but killer NR7 at the very end? That's the one about energetic boundaries that nobody talks about, and it's the most powerful of all. So, stay with me through all 7, because that one changes everything. By the way, if you're realizing that pleasure deficiency has been stealing your energy, you're not alone. I work with thousands of women on these exact practices. I'll share more about that community at the end. But right now, let's talk about killer NR2. And this one is about your biology. You're probably fighting against your own body 25 days out of every month without even knowing it. Silent energy, killer number 2, cycle ignorance. Okay, this one is so overlooked, it's actually shocking. And it's 100% biological. If you have a menstrual cycle, your energy capacity changes every single week. Every single week. But we live in a culture that expects the same output, the same energy, the same productivity, 365 days a year. And that's a masculine model of energy that completely ignores feminine biology. Let me break down what's actually happening in your body. Week 1, menstruation. Your energy is low. Your body is cleansing. This is rest and reflection time. You need more sleep, more gentleness, more stillness. Week 2, follicular phase. Your energy is rising. Estrogen is increasing. This is your planning, creating, initiating phase. You feel social, outgoing, creative. Week 3, ovulation, peak energy. This is when you're magnetic, powerful, communicative. This is your launch the thing, have the big conversation, make the bold move time. Week 4, luteal phase. Energy starts to decline. Progesterone rises. This is completion time, admin time, wrapping up projects time. You naturally want to slow down, turn inward, and then the cycle repeats. Now here's the problem. Most women schedule their lives completely ignoring this. They try to launch something during menstruation. They force productivity during week 4 when their body wants to rest. They wonder why they have no energy. It's like trying to swim against a current 24/7. Exhausting. Let me tell you about Maria, high-achieving entrepreneur. Worked 12-hour days consistently. Couldn't understand why she'd have weeks where she crushed it and weeks where she could barely function. When I had her track her cycle and noticed the patterns, everything clicked. The low-energy weeks? Always luteal phase and menstruation. The crushing it weeks? Always follicular and ovulation. Once she started aligning her work with her cycle, big launches during ovulation, administrative tasks during luteal, rest during menstruation. Her energy stabilized. Her revenue actually increased because she stopped fighting her biology. Here's the science. When you work with your hormonal phases, you're working with your body's natural energy rhythms. When you work against them, you're creating internal stress that depletes you. It's not that you're lazy during week 1. Your body is literally designed to rest during that phase. It's not that you're suddenly motivated during week 2. Your hormones are biologically priming you for action. So here's your practice for cycle ignorance. For the next full cycle, about 28-35 days, track your energy levels daily on a scale of 1-10. Note what day of your cycle you're on. Just observe. After one full cycle, you'll see clear patterns. Then, start aligning your activities. Schedule important meetings, launches, big conversations during ovulation. Do creative, planning work during follicular phase. Handle admin, completion tasks during luteal phase. Rest, reflect, and be gentle during menstruation. Stop fighting your biology. Start flowing with it. And here's what's amazing. You just learned 2 of the most overlooked energy killers. You're already ahead of 95% of women out there. But we're not done yet. The next 5 get progressively deeper. Killer number 5 is about sacred feminine disconnection, and killers number 6 and number 7. They go quantum. Stay with me. Now, tracking your cycle and aligning your activities can feel overwhelming at first. And honestly, I'm working on creating the perfect cycle alignment tracker, something simple but powerful that makes this effortless. But here's the thing. I want to create what you actually need, not what I think you need. So, drop a comment and tell me, what would make cycle tracking actually work for you? What would you want included? Your input will literally shape what I create. But for now, let's keep going, because killer number 3 is where things get really interesting. Silent energy killer number 3, masculine energy overdrive. This one is huge for high-achieving women, and it's probably the hardest one to recognize because our entire culture rewards it. Let me explain. There are 2 primary energy modes, masculine and feminine, and every human has access to both. Masculine energy is doing, achieving, pushing, producing, logical, linear, goal-oriented, external. Feminine energy is being, receiving, allowing, flowing, intuitive, cyclical, process-oriented, internal. Now here's the problem. Our society, our work culture, our educational system, our entire productivity paradigm is built on masculine energy. And it tells you that value comes from doing, achieving, producing. Rest is lazy. Receiving is weak. Being is unproductive. So what happens? Women spend 24/7 in masculine energy mode. Doing, doing, doing. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Achieving, achieving, achieving. And your feminine system, which is literally designed to flow between doing and being, burns out. It's like running a car in first gear for 12 hours straight. The engine will eventually destroy itself. I see this constantly with the women I work with. They've built successful careers, businesses, lives, all through sheer masculine force. And they're exhausted, depleted, running on empty. Because feminine energy is recharged through being, not doing. Through receiving, not giving. Through allowing, not forcing. Let me tell you about Jessica. She ran a 7-figure business, worked 14-hour days, meditated at 5 a.m., went to the gym, ate perfectly, did all the self-care. But she was exhausted. Because even her self-care was masculine energy. It was another thing to do, to achieve, to produce a result. I asked her, when was the last time you just sat and did nothing? When did you last receive without giving? When did you allow something to come to you instead of chasing it? She couldn't remember. I gave her one practice, 20 minutes a day of pure feminine energy. No phone, no productivity, no self-improvement. Just being. For her, it was lying on her bed, feeling her body, breathing, allowing whatever wanted to arise to arise. The first week, she felt anxious, guilty, like she was wasting time. By week 3, her energy had tripled. Ideas started flowing to her instead of her forcing them. Opportunities started appearing. Her business actually grew while she worked less, because she stopped depleting her feminine energy system and started refilling it. Here's what you need to understand. You cannot outachieve your way to more energy. More doing will not create more vitality. That's masculine logic applied to a feminine system. Feminine energy is replenished through being present in your body, receiving compliments, help, pleasure, support, allowing things to come to you, flowing with what is instead of forcing what should be, rest that's actually restful, not productive. So here's your practice for masculine energy overdrive. Every day for the next 7 days, spend 10 to 20 minutes in pure feminine energy recalibration. This could be lying down and just feeling your body, no agenda, sitting in nature and receiving the beauty around you, allowing yourself to be taken care of, massage, someone cooking for you, moving your body in an unstructured, flowing way. Practicing receiving. Ask someone for help. Accept a compliment fully. The key is no doing, no producing, no achieving. Just being. Just receiving. Just allowing. Your nervous system will start to remember that you don't have to earn your worth through constant productivity. And this is powerful, but here's what's fascinating. When you start balancing masculine and feminine energy, you'll notice something. Emotional patterns you've been carrying for years start surfacing, which brings us perfectly to killer number 4. Silent energy. Killer number 4, emotional energy leaks. This one is invisible but devastating, and most women have no idea it's happening. Here's the truth. Every unprocessed emotion, every resentment you're holding, every grudge you haven't released, it's a constant energetic drain. Think of it like this. Imagine your energy is water in a bucket. And every resentment, every unforgiven hurt, every suppressed anger, it's a hole in that bucket. You can keep pouring more water in, more sleep, more supplements, more self-care. But if you have holes, you'll never fill up. The science backs this up. Studies show that holding on to resentment elevates your stress hormones, weakens your immune system, disrupts your sleep, and dysregulates your blood sugar. Why? Because resentment is a form of internal stress. It's like your body is constantly bracing for attack from something that already happened. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between something bad is happening now and I'm thinking about something bad that happened 5 years ago. It responds the same way. Stress response activated. And chronic stress? That drains your energy faster than almost anything. Let me tell you about Rebecca. She came to me with chronic fatigue. She'd tried everything. Doctors, tests, diet changes. Nothing worked. When I asked about her life, she mentioned, almost casually, that her ex-husband had cheated on her 3 years ago. And she brought it up multiple times in our conversation. I said, "Rebecca, can I ask you something? How often do you think about what he did?" "Every day," she said. "Multiple times a day." There it was, the energy leak. She was carrying his betrayal in her body every single moment. Her nervous system was in constant stress response, reliving that hurt over and over. Now, let me be really clear here. I'm not saying what he did was okay. I'm not saying she should excuse it. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It's not about saying what they did was fine. Forgiveness is about not letting what happened in the past continue to drain your energy in the present. There's a powerful saying. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. I taught Rebecca the practice I'm about to teach you. It took time. It wasn't easy. But over the next few months, as she released that resentment, her energy started coming back. Not because forgiveness magically healed her fatigue, but because she stopped spending her life force on something that was already over. Here's the key mindset shift that makes forgiveness possible. If you were that person, if you had their childhood, their soul, wounds, their experiences, their perspective, you'd probably do exactly what they did. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it helps you understand that hurt people hurt people. And understanding creates space for release. So here's your practice for emotional energy leaks. Step 1. Identify your leaks. Ask yourself, who am I still resentful toward? What am I still angry about? What haven't I forgiven? Step 2. Choose one to work with. Start with something that feels manageable, not your deepest trauma. Step 3. Practice the forgiveness frequency activation. Sit quietly, eyes closed. Bring the person or situation to mind. Say, out loud or internally, I release you. I release this. I am no longer available to carry this energy. Feel where it sits in your body, chest, stomach, throat. Breathe into that space and imagine it dissolving. Repeat daily until you feel the charge decrease. Step 4. If it's particularly difficult, add curiosity. What might have been happening in their life that led them to do this? What pain were they in? This isn't about them. It's about you reclaiming your energy from the past. Now, emotional energy leaks are powerful to clear, but we're about to shift into quantum territory. The next 3 killers: sacred feminine disconnection, frequency misalignment, and energetic boundaries. These go deep. This is where most women never go, and it's where the real transformation happens. Stay with me, because this is where everything changes. And by the way, if this emotional clearing and forgiveness work is resonating with you, let me know in the comments. I'm planning an entire deep dive series where we go even deeper into each of these killers, but I want to prioritize what you need most. Which killer so far has hit you the hardest? Pleasure deficiency, cycle ignorance, masculine energy overdrive, emotional leaks? Tell me in the comments, and that will guide what I create next. For now, let's talk about killer number 5. Silent energy. Killer number 5, sacred feminine disconnection. This one is about isolation, and it's epidemic among modern women. Here's what research shows. One of the most significant factors in health, happiness, and longevity is the quality of your relationships. But I'm not talking about romantic relationships or family obligations. I'm talking about sacred feminine connection. Deep, authentic relationships with other women. And for most women, this is completely missing. We live in an individualistic culture. We compete with other women instead of collaborating. We compare instead of celebrating. We isolate instead of connecting. And this disconnection? It's draining your energy at a cellular level. Here's why. For thousands of years, women gathered in circles. They raised children together. They cooked together. They shared their stories, their struggles, their wisdom. Your nervous system is designed for this. You're designed to be held by other women, to be witnessed, to be supported. When you're disconnected from that, your body experiences it as a threat. Isolation triggers your stress response. Because historically, being alone meant you were vulnerable. Studies show that chronic loneliness increases your risk of premature death by up to 30%. It's as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But it's not just about loneliness. It's about the specific energy of feminine connection. When women gather in authentic, supportive space, something energetic happens. There's a resonance, a mirroring, a holding that allows you to relax in a way you can't when you're alone. Let me tell you about Diana, successful entrepreneur, wonderful family. But she felt completely alone in her experience as a woman. She had business colleagues, mostly men. She had mom friends, but they only talked about kids. She had old friends, but they'd grown apart. What she didn't have was women who saw her, who understood her spiritual journey, her business ambitions, her desire for more, her questions about purpose and meaning. When she joined a women's circle I was facilitating, everything changed. For the first time in years, she felt held, witnessed, not alone in her experience. And something interesting happened. Her energy increased. Not because she did anything different, but because she stopped carrying everything by herself. There's a specific energy exchange that happens in sacred feminine space. When you share your truth and another woman says, "Me too," your nervous system relaxes. When you're struggling and another woman holds space for you, you stop spending energy pretending to be okay. This is not the same as complaining to friends. This is deeper. This is witnessing and being witnessed at a soul level. Here's what you need to understand. You're not meant to do this alone. The path of the awakened woman, the conscious woman, the woman reclaiming her power, it's not a solo journey. Trying to do it alone is exhausting because you're carrying everything every insight, every breakthrough, every struggle, by yourself. When you're in authentic feminine community, you share the load. You amplify each other. You mirror each other's truth. You remind each other who you really are. So here's your practice for sacred feminine disconnection. Step 1. Audit your connections. Ask yourself, do I have women in my life who truly see me? Who I can be authentic with? Who support my growth? Step 2. If the answer is no or not enough, take action. Look for women's circles in your area. Spiritual centers, yoga studios, community centers. Join online communities of conscious women. Reach out to women you resonate with and suggest regular meetups. Start your own small circle. Even 2 to 3 women gathering monthly. Step 3. Practice authentic sharing. Not surface conversation. Real truth. This is what I'm struggling with. This is what I'm discovering about myself. This is what I need support with. Step 4. Practice deep listening. When another woman shares, don't fix, don't advise, just witness, just hold space. The energy exchange in sacred feminine connection is unlike anything else. It will refill your cup in ways that sleep and supplements never can. And here's what's beautiful. You now have 5 complete practices. That's more actionable wisdom than most energy programs give you in their entire course. But we're not done. The last 2 killers, these are quantum level. This is where we go beyond the physical, beyond the emotional, into the energetic and frequency-based. Killers number 6 and number 7 are the ones that create reality-level shifts. You're doing amazing. Stay with me, because this is where it gets truly transformational. Actually, before we go into number 6, I want to acknowledge how far you've come. Most people would have clicked away by now. The fact that you're still here tells me you're serious about reclaiming your energy. You're not looking for quick fixes. You're looking for real transformation. And that's exactly what these last 2 killers deliver. Let's go deep. Silent energy killer, or 6. Frequency misalignment. Okay, we're going quantum now. This is where most people never go, and it's where everything shifts. Here's the truth that quantum physics has shown us. Everything is energy. Everything is frequency. Your thoughts, your emotions, your body, all vibrating at specific frequencies. And here's what most women don't realize. You might be living your entire life at the wrong frequency. Not your frequency, someone else's. Let me explain. From the moment you were born, you were trained into a frequency. Your family had a frequency. Your culture has a frequency. Your education system, your religion, your societal expectations, all operating at specific frequencies. And you absorbed them. You learned to vibrate at the frequency that kept you safe, accepted, loved. But that frequency? It might not be your authentic frequency. Your authentic frequency is the vibration of your soul. It's who you are when all the conditioning is stripped away. It's your true desires, your real gifts, your deepest knowing. And when you're living in misalignment, vibrating at someone else's frequency while your soul is calling you to your own, it creates massive energetic drain. It's like, imagine a radio trying to play 2 stations at once. There's static, interference, exhaustion from trying to hold 2 incompatible frequencies simultaneously. This is what I see with so many women. They're exhausted not because they're doing too much, but because they're doing the wrong things at the wrong frequency. They're living the life their parents wanted, working the career that looks good, showing up in ways that please everyone else, all while their soul is screaming for something completely different. Let me tell you about Sophia. From the outside, her life looked perfect. Successful lawyer, beautiful home, married, 2 kids, everything she was supposed to have. But she was depleted, empty, going through the motions. When we did deep work together, she realized none of this was her authentic frequency. She'd chosen law because her father was a lawyer. She'd created the perfect family, because that's what society valued. She'd built an entire life in someone else's frequency. Her soul wanted to create art, live simply, spend time in nature, teach children. But she'd never given herself permission because that wasn't successful in her family's frequency. The process of finding her authentic frequency wasn't easy. It meant disappointing people. It meant letting go of identities. It meant facing the fear of, what will people think? But when she started making small shifts, spending Saturdays painting instead of networking, reducing her hours, simplifying her life, her energy returned. Not because she was doing less, but because she was finally vibrating at her frequency. Here's what you need to understand. Your authentic frequency is not something you create. It's something you uncover. It's already there, underneath all the conditioning. And when you align with it, life starts to flow. Opportunities appear. Energy increases. Things feel easier, not because they are easier, but because you're no longer fighting against your own nature. So here's your practice for frequency misalignment. Step 1. Identify the misalignment. Ask yourself, if I knew I couldn't fail and no one would judge me, what would my life look like? What am I doing out of obligation versus authentic desire? Where am I living someone else's dream instead of my own? Step 2. Tune into your authentic frequency. Practice this meditation daily. Sit quietly, close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart. Ask, what does my soul truly want? Listen, not with your mind, with your body. Your body knows. Notice what lights you up versus what depletes you. Step 3. Make micro-alignments. You don't have to quit your job or blow up your life. Start small. If your soul wants creativity, take 30 minutes to create. If your soul wants simplicity, declutter one space. If your soul wants nature, take walks without your phone. If your soul wants expression, write, speak, share. Step 4. Practice the frequency tuning ritual. Every morning, before you do anything else, ask, what frequency am I choosing today? My authentic frequency or someone else's? Then make one small choice aligned with your frequency. Over time, these small alignments compound. And one day you'll wake up and realize you're living your life, vibrating at your frequency. And energy is no longer something you chase. It's your natural state. This frequency work is deep, and it's powerful. But there's one more killer, the final one. And this is the game changer that most women never discover. It's about energetic boundaries. And if you're a sensitive woman, an empath, someone who feels everything, this is going to change your life. Stay with me for this last one. It's the most important. Silent energy killer, G7. Energetic boundaries. Dissolution. This is it, the one nobody talks about. The one that's been draining you in ways you couldn't even name. You're not just tired. You're not just depleted from your own life. You're carrying other people's energy in your field. Let me explain what I mean. If you're a sensitive woman, and most women are more sensitive than they realize, you're like an energetic sponge. You walk into a room and you feel everything. You talk to someone and you absorb their emotions. You scroll social media and you take on the collective anxiety. And you think it's yours. You think you're anxious. You're sad. You're angry. But what if it's not? What if 60-70% of what you're feeling isn't even yours? This is what I call energetic boundaries dissolution, and it's devastating for sensitive women. Here's what's happening. You have an energy field around your body. Everyone does. It's not woo-woo. It's measurable. It's called the biofield, and science has been studying it for decades. When you have strong, healthy, energetic boundaries, your field is clear and contained. You can be around other people's energy without absorbing it. But most women, especially empaths, healers, caregivers, sensitive souls, have dissolved boundaries. Your field is porous, wide open, taking in everything around you. And every piece of energy you absorb that isn't yours, it drains you, because your body has to process it, clear it, carry it. Let me tell you about my own experience with this. For years, I would come home from being around people, even people I loved, completely exhausted, drained, needing hours alone to recover. I thought I was just introverted. That's what I told myself. But when I learned about energetic boundaries, everything changed. I realized I wasn't tired from being around people. I was tired from absorbing their energy without boundaries, their stress, their emotions, their unprocessed trauma. I was taking it all in, thinking it was mine to hold. Once I learned to create energetic boundaries, to shield my field, to clear what wasn't mine, to stay in my energy while being present with others, everything shifted. I could be around people for hours and come home still feeling like myself because I wasn't carrying them anymore. Here's what you need to understand. If you're a sensitive woman, you've probably been told your whole life that your sensitivity is a weakness, that you're too sensitive, that you need to toughen up. But your sensitivity isn't the problem. It's a gift. You can feel things others can't. You can sense energy. You can read rooms. You have access to information most people miss. The problem isn't your sensitivity. It's your lack of boundaries. When you have strong, energetic boundaries, your sensitivity becomes your superpower. You can feel everything without being overwhelmed by it. You can be present with others without losing yourself. So let me teach you how to create energetic boundaries. This is the practice that changed everything for me and hundreds of women I've worked with. Here's your practice for energetic boundaries dissolution. Step 1. Learn to discern what's yours versus what's not. When you feel a strong emotion, anxiety, sadness, anger, pause and ask, is this mine? If the emotion came on suddenly after being around someone or scrolling social media, it's probably not yours. If you can't identify a clear reason for feeling this way, it's probably absorbed energy. Your emotions have a story. Absorbed emotions appear out of nowhere. Step 2. The daily energetic shield practice. Every morning, before you interact with the world, sit quietly, close your eyes, visualize a sphere of light around your entire body. See it as impermeable, like a force field. Set the intention. Only my energy stays in my field. All other energy bounces off and returns to its source. Feel yourself contained, protected, sovereign in your own energy. This takes 2 minutes. It changes everything. Step 3. The energetic clearing ritual. Every evening or after being around draining people or situations, stand with your feet hip-width apart. Shake your entire body for 30-60 seconds. Literally shake it out. Then sweep your hands down your body from head to toe, as if brushing off invisible dust. Say, out loud or internally, I release all energy that is not mine. I return to my authentic state. And take 3 deep breaths and feel yourself clear. Step 4. Advanced boundary practice. The energetic. No. When someone is energetically pulling at you, demanding your attention, your energy, your emotional labor, practice the internal no. You don't have to say it out loud, but internally, firmly. No, this is not mine to carry. Feel your field strengthen. Feel yourself contain your energy instead of leaking it toward them. Step 5. Identify your energy vampires. Some people, some situations, some environments consistently drain you. Not because they're bad people, but because the energetic dynamic is unhealthy. Make a list. Who do you feel drained after spending time with? What situations leave you depleted? What environments make you feel heavy? Then create boundaries. Limit time with energy vampires. Shield before entering draining situations. Clear immediately after depleting environments. And here's the advanced practice. Sometimes the biggest energy vampire is you. Your own negative self-talk. Your own harsh inner critic. Your own recycling of old pain. Apply these same boundaries to your own mental emotional patterns. When you notice yourself spiraling into negative thoughts, no, this is not mine to carry anymore. I release this pattern. When you master energetic boundaries, you'll notice something remarkable. You have so much more energy. Not because you got more sleep, or ate better, or took supplements, but because you stopped carrying the energetic weight of the entire world. You're not responsible for everyone else's emotions. You're not here to absorb their pain. You're not meant to be an energetic dumping ground. You're here to be you, in your full power, in your authentic frequency, with your energy contained and sovereign. This practice, more than any other, has been the game changer for the sensitive women I work with. Because once you learn to hold your boundaries, your sensitivity becomes the gift it was always meant to be. And that's it. Those are the 7 silent energy killers. You now know what 95% of women will never understand. You have 7 practices that address every major energy leak in your system. But here's what I want you to know. You now have all 7 killers and all 7 practices. You could take this information right now and completely transform your energy on your own. You absolutely could. But here's what I know from creating content for women on this journey. Having the knowledge is powerful. Having the support to implement it consistently, that's where real transformation happens. And I'm building something for exactly that. Something I haven't released yet, because I want to create it with you, not for you. Here's what I'm envisioning. A complete system that takes everything you learned today and gives you the exact structure to implement it. The guided practices, the trackers, the cycle-aligned calendar, the energetic rituals, everything you need to make this a permanent part of your life, not just information you forget in a week. But before I build it, I need to know what would actually serve you. So I'm asking you to do something that will literally shape what I create. Drop a comment and tell me. 1. Which of the 7 killers hit you the hardest? Which one made you go, oh my God, that's what's been draining me? 2. What would make practicing these consistently actually easy for you? Daily reminders, guided audios, a simple app, a community space? What would remove the friction? 3. If I created the perfect system to support your energy reclamation journey, what would be in it? Your answers will literally determine what I build. This isn't me talking at you and hoping I get it right. This is us creating something together that actually works for your life. And honestly, I'm so excited about this because the best products are never created in isolation. They're co-created with the people who will actually use them. So take 60 seconds right now and comment. Tell me what you need. Tell me what would serve you. Tell me which killer resonated most. Because here's the truth. You're not just consuming content right now. You're part of something we're building together. And when I do release this system, and I will very soon, you'll know that your voice shaped it. Your needs guided it. Your input created it. That's the kind of energy reclamation work I want to do. Not me telling you what you need, but us discovering together what actually creates transformation. So, comment below. Be specific, be honest. Tell me what you're struggling with and what would actually help. I'm reading every single comment, and I'm taking notes. Let's build this together. And before you go, 2 things. 1. Hit that subscribe button because I'm creating an entire series going deeper into each of these 7 killers. And what I create next is literally being decided by your comments right now. The killer that gets mentioned most, that's the deep dive I'm releasing first. So if you want your voice to shape what content comes next, you're literally directing this channel with your comments. 2. Share this video with one woman in your life who's been struggling with her energy. Because the 7 silent energy killers? Most women have no idea these even exist. And when you share knowledge like this, you're not just helping her, you're raising the frequency of the entire feminine collective. Remember, you're not broken. You're not defective. You're not too sensitive. You've just been carrying energy that was never yours to carry. Time to let it go. Time to reclaim your power. Time to remember who you really are. And we're doing this together. I'll see you in the next one, which you're helping me create right now.